So our objective of discussion right now is basically the completion of yesterday's homework. So let's jump straight into it. Yesterday's homework starts at page 57. It is question number 89. Right, guys? Okay. So we are on question number 89. Please let me know when the screen is visible to all of us. Please let me know when the screen is visible to all of us. Now, let's begin with 89. 89 in itself is an interesting question, and I give this question a good amount of weightage because it has got one complicated adjustment which they have asked you in a very simple manner. If I was in their shoes, I would have asked it to you in a very different manner. And I'm going to do that in an extra question right after I discuss this one. So all those of us who have doubts in this question, please pay attention. Once your doubts for this question are cleared, just let me know that this question, whoever have doubts, are cleared. So all your questions are being discussed. Whenever your doubts are being satisfied, just let me know that doubt is cleared. Question number 89. Tip-top cleaning supply carries a large number of different items in its inventory, giving the firm a competitive advantage in its industry. So there are multiple items. Below is a part of Tip-top's budget for the first quarter of next year. Now see, first thing, I will give you additional information that there are different items in the inventory. So there will be different bases of overhead recovery for such a company. So such a company should always do ABC costing. Sir, why are you talking about this? That is how you must revise all your chapters always. There are different items, means there are different bases of overhead recovery. That is why this company should use ABC costing. It should not use a standard rate. Some might be labor oriented, some might be machine oriented, some might be service oriented. It depends. So use ABC costing for these products. This clarity is essential for all the questions that you do. Below is Tip-top's budget for the first quarter of the next year. It's a budget. The sales are 8,55,000. The COGS is 4,25,000. Rent and salary is 3,75,000. Historically, all the sales are on account, meaning all the sales are credit sales. Historically, all the sales are on account means historically all the sales are credit sales and are made evenly over the quarter. What is the meaning of evenly over the quarter? The fact that sales are made evenly over the quarter, first of all, is the first most important point of discussion as far as this question goes, right? So let's put it down. The question says very, very clearly, we are on question number 89. The question says sales are made evenly throughout the quarter. It means that total sales is split into Q1, is split into 3 months of that particular quarter. January, February, and March. Now, I believe it's January, February, and March. Let's see. They are saying quarter one. They are saying first quarter. Americans normally follow a calendar year. So I can say January, February, and March. This is Q1. Now, Jan sales are equal to Feb sales are equal to March sale. This is the meaning of evenly spread out. This is the meaning of evenly spread out. Now keep one thing in mind. If every month's sale are equal, we have to assume that every day's sales are also equal. This shows an evenly spread out sales pattern. This shows an evenly spread out sales pattern. What is the meaning of an evenly spread out sales pattern? Every day is the same level of activity. So every month is the same level of activity. Every quarter is the same level of activity. This is a very important point. Now, one quarter is equal to 3 months is assumed to be 90 days in any working capital calculations. Here people may ask a doubt. January has 31 days, February has 28 days, March has 31 days. No, you will assume evenly a 360-day year. Where you assume a 360-day year, automatically all months are 30-day months. This is an important aspect for you to keep in mind. This is an important aspect for you to keep in mind. Now, the sales that are given to you are 8,55,000. These sales are accruing evenly over 90 days. So what is the daily sale? And these are credit sales in nature. Why are they credit sales? Because it is given very, very clearly in the question that all sales are on account. All sales are made evenly during the quarter and all sales are on account. Means all sales are credit sales. So daily sales is $9,500. This much I take to understand from this question. Does everybody understand this much? Give me a thumbs up if you do. Does everybody understand this much? Yes or no?
Can you please explain it again?
Sorry?
Can you please explain it again?
Yes.
And what other word they can use beside of this evenly throughout?
Generally, this is the terminology that they use, that sales accrue evenly throughout the year, or sales are evenly spread out throughout the year. So they can use the words sales are evenly accrued, sales are evenly spread out. These are the words that they can use. Apart from this, generally at your examination level, no other separate words are tend to be used. So these words are what they are using. Right, guys? This shows that every day your sales are 9,500. Now, from the perspective of your doubt, are you able to understand how we arrived on 9,500? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Maru, are you able to understand that?
Yes, sir.
Everyone else? Because nobody specifically asked a doubt about this 9,500. So can I assume that all of you all have understood how we arrived on 9,500? Gita included? Gita included?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'm rubbing this.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So I have a question. In this case, it's clearly mentioned that they have taken the calendar year as on a basis of 360 days. Suppose it is not mentioned, then
You
also
have to
we'll assume
assume
at 360 days only.
to
And
assume.
in case if it's 365, then we'll do the calculation as per that.
It's not 365. If they say evenly
So
throughout the year,
360.
always assume 360.
Okay, sir.
Always assume 360. Because
Okay, sir.
it takes into consideration even sales. Because when you have an even month, you have even sales. The question of leap years don't arise. The question of 30, 31 and 28 days months don't arise. All the sales are equalized. Right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm rubbing this so that I can highlight in the question. Now please pay attention over here. Now 5% of all the sales are written off as bad debts. Okay. The balance of the receivables is collected in 50 days. This is the most important dialogue in the question. That the balance of the receivables are collected in 50 days. Very, very important point. The sales and collection experience is expected to continue in the first quarter. This same sales collection experience is expected to continue, means this pattern of 5% bad debts and 50 days collection is going to happen. Now they are giving us the projected balance sheet. I don't want to go to the projected balance sheet. I want to come back here and I want to talk about this. Now sales are collected in 50 days. This is a very, very crucial point over here. So if I say day of sale is number 1, what is day of collection? Day number 51. Agreed or disagreed? Agreed or disagreed? In a 90-day quarter. This is your 90-day quarter. This is day number 1 to day number 90. So first day's sales are collected on day number 51. Agreed or disagreed? Please tell me that. I'm putting a star here. I'm putting a star here. Right? So till the last day of the quarter. Yeah.
Sir, it means 50 days is credit days, credit period.
You could say so. You could say that this is their collection pattern. That is not expressly mentioned in the question.
Yes, that is the confusing point.
You don't have to make any assumptions. That's what I'm doing here. Have I made any assumptions regarding credit period? Have I even using the word credit? I'm not.
You said
Why?
if they sell, you will receive 51 days.
Understand? They are saying what? They are saying after every 50 days you collect the sales. It simply implies that you have 50 days to make a payment when the sales happens. So somewhere 50 days is a credit period. But is that expressly written in the question? No. So my mind will not go to credit period. My mind will read the question as first day of sale, collection happens on 50th first day. That quarter will end on the 90th day. On the 90th day, I will make the 40th day's collection. Is this clear? So in a 90-day quarter, we will collect
40 days.
40 days worth of sales post bad debts. This is very important. Why? Because bad debts are always uncollectible. Bad debts are always uncollectible. Are we clear about this statement? Yes or no? Please tell me that.
Yes, sir.
This is the daily sale 9,500. But out of this, collectible amount is only 95%. Why? Because 5% are bad debts. So what are we left with over here? 9025 collectible sales per day. These are collectible sales per day. Are we clear about this? Yes or no? Please tell me that. In this particular quarter, you are going to collect 40 days worth of sales. I will write here multiplied by days collected in quarter. How many days are collected? 40 days are collected. So what is the sales collected in the quarter?
3,61,000.
3,61,000 is the right answer. These are the sales that you have collected in the quarter. Let us read additional information. What does the question further say? The question further says that the projected balance sheet for the first day. Yeah, Maruf?
But sir, here it is mentioned the balance of the receivables is collected in 50 days.
That is the meaning that today's 1 day sale, first day's sale, when will the balance be collected? After 50 days. Second day's sale after 50 days. So every day you are making sales. The question wants you to look at this working exactly. The question wants you to have this working exactly. That every day you are making a sales of 9,500, out of which 5% is going bad. And whatever you are making on whatever day, after 50 days, that is being collected.
Yes, sir. Understood.
In a quarter, you have 90 days. So on the 90th day, that is on the last day of the quarter, you will collect the 40th day of sale. So in 90 days, you have collected 40 days worth of sale. How much sales have you collected in the quarter? 3,61,000. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The projected balance sheet for the first day of the quarter includes the following balances. Cash. This cash balance, this company outrightly has. What does it have? It has a cash balance. Remember one thing, I'm writing an important note over here because students may make a mistake over here. Remember, that opening balance of cash is never ever a collection of cash. It is merely a balance maintained. It is merely a balance that is maintained. I can guarantee you that no coaching class on the face of this country or this earth might be clarifying this doubt for students. They might just be making them memorize that on 361 you add 450. Any student will ask a doubt. Boss, I am having no 10,000. This is not a collection. Why? This money is there in your wallet. This money is there in your pocket. This money is not what you have collected. Please understand this concept. This money is not what you have collected. Please understand this concept. Are you with me on that? Are you with me on that? It is merely a collection when it is collected. And opening balance is just a balance maintained. It has got nothing to do with collection. Am I clear about this? Are you understanding the concept? Yes or no? Please tell me that.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that opening balance of cash is not a collection? But if you have collected from debtors, that is a collection. What is the collection from accounts receivable? It is given in the question 4,50,000. So what is your total? Your total is 8,11,000. This is your cash collection. This is your cash collection. The question does not use the word disbursement. The question does not use the word disbursement. Therefore, you can ignore payment made to creditors or payables. You only have to consider 8,11,000. You only have to consider 8,11,000. And that is why your answer over here will be 811. Are you with me on that? How much cash can they anticipate collecting? They are only talking about collection. They are not talking about net collection. They are not talking about net cash at the end of the period. They are not talking about net cash closing balance. They are talking about anticipated cash collection, means they are only talking about your inflows. They are not taking into consideration the payment of rent. They are not taking into consideration accounts payable. They are not taking into consideration payment towards inventories. They are not taking into consideration any of those aspects. They are just wanting to check whether you understand that in this quarter, 40 days of sales are collected, subjected to bad debts, and whatever was due last quarter is being collected in this quarter. That is the question. Does everybody present understand this subtle aspect of this particular question? If yes, please give me a thumbs up. If no, please tell me. I will explain it again. Any doubts about this? Any doubts about this? No doubts? Fair enough. No doubts? Fair enough. Now, this is question number 89 on page number 57 of your exam support package. Rachita, please take a screenshot of this. And this is what your option number kya hai? A hai na? Option number A. So, that's your sum. That's your sum. Now, I consider this sum to be a very good sum. They could have made your life miserable. They could have made your life miserable, but they didn't. Now I will. Allow me to do it. Okay? Rajita, take a screenshot. Taken. If she is not available to take it, Alok, you take it.
Done.
Done? Okay.
Done, sir.
Good. Both of you take it. Now. Look at my question. In the quarter, number 1, total sales are 54,000, which accrue in the ratio 1:2:3 for the months of the quarter. On a monthly basis, or in a month, you can say, the sales accrue evenly. In a month, the sales accrue evenly. Now for collection, sales are collected after 30 days. Sales are collected after 30 days. Past period accounts receivable balance is equal to $100,000. opening cash balance is equal to $15,000. Is equal to $15,000. Calculate cash in hand for January. Calculate cash in hand for January. Calculate cash in hand for January. Did you understand the question? First of all, let's begin with that. Did you understand the question, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Similar to that, but miserable. It's a googly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's a googly. Let's
Yes, sir.
see now what our situation is. 54,000 is the total sales of the quarter. That is divided in the ratio 1:2:3. So 1/6, 2/6, 3/6. I have no embarrassment in telling you that 1:2:3. You have to do 1 + 2, 3 + 3, 6. So this is written as 1/6, 2/6, and 3/6. Always make sure that the denominators stand to be equal. Pushkar, why are you giving us such a minute, microscopic detail? Many of us have been working for the past 3 to 5 years and have lost touch with our academics. Some of us even longer. So there is no shame in asking this doubt. And to me, asking any doubt, there is no shame at all. You are here to learn. Everything is a learning. So don't be embarrassed to ask even such basic questions. Okay? If anybody laughs at you now, I will ask them a doubt and then I will laugh at. Don't worry. And I ask very bad doubts. Huh? I ask very bad doubts. So this is the sale of Jan. This here is the sale of Feb. And this here is the Feb of March, the sale of March. Now, sales are there. Now, please understand. They are saying in a month, sales accrue evenly. In a month, sales accrue evenly. What is the meaning of that? January sales are 9,000. I will assume 30 days in January. Correct? And therefore, my daily sales will now be how much? 9,000 divided by 30. What is the answer? $300. How much? $300. Then comes Feb, 18,000. 30 days, $600. March, 27,000. 30 days. So 27,000 divided by 30. What is the answer? $900 daily sales. What are these? These are my daily sales. Now, what are they saying? They are saying that sales are collected in 30 days. Sales are collected in 30 days. Now, please understand. The first day's sale is collected on the 30th day. My quarter is of how many days? 90 days. So on the 90th day, I will collect the sale of the 60th day. Yes or no? So in this quarter,
Sir, it will be 31 days. No?
I'm sorry,
31 days
It will be
होगा ना sir?
31 days. No?
31, I'm sorry, 31, 60th on the 90th, correct? So in this quarter, we have collected, I'm saying in this quarter, we have collected 60 days worth of sale. Yes or no, please tell me. Do you agree to this statement?
Yes, sir.
What are these 60 days? These 60 days are January is 30 days and February is 30 days. So 30 multiplied by 300 per day, you have collected 9,000, and 30 multiplied by 600 per day, you have collected 18,000. Means this is quarterly or this is quarters revenue collection. Agreed or disagreed? Please tell me that. This is your
सर ये
quarters
60
revenue
days वाला
collection.
एक बार फिर से बता दो.
Sorry.
60 days वाला वापस बता दो ना सर.
You are collecting after 30 days. So on the 90th day, how many days worth of sale have you finished collecting?
60. Okay.
68th डे का आप अगर कलेक्ट कर रही हो तो 1 to 60 days तो कलेक्ट किया ही होगा ना.
Okay, sir.
So how many days have you collected?
60 days.
1 day's collection is 300. वैसे for 30 days what will be the collection?
9,000.
Total days are 60. So next set of 30 days, what is the daily collection? 600. Why? Because the sales are more. So what is the collection? 18,000. This is quarters revenue collection. 60 days worth of sales. Agreed or disagreed? You tell me that. Agreed or disagreed? You tell me that. Yes
Agreed,
or
sir.
no?
Yes, sir.
Agreed? Okay. Let's go ahead. Now let's talk about January. Let's talk about January. What is the opening balance of January? 15,000. Correct? Have we collected any receivable balance? Yes. Receivables balance collected is 1 lakh. Revenue collected is $300. Why $300? On the first day of January, the sale that you make is collected on the 31st day of January. You can assume either it to be a 30-day month and say that this is not allowed to be written here. I will accept your argument. I will not write it over here. I will not write it over here. So if that is the case, your collection is 1,15,000 in January. What about February? In February, all of these 30 days of January will be collected. So in February, you will have, just a second, allow me to write it like this. This is 1 lakh. I will write over here revenue collection. Here I will write nil. Then I will come to February. In February, I will write 9,000 over here. And then I will write over here March. March, I will write 18,000. So 1,15,000 is the cash balance, cash in hand in January. Sir, how are you assuming this to be cash in hand? Show me where I have written any expenses in the question. But sir, how can I function without expenses? Agreed. What are your expenses? Sir, how can I know you have not written it? Then don't assume, na. Whatever is there, finish that and go to the next question. You have 100 questions to do, not one. Please understand. Don't fall in love with one question. You all don't have time to do that. The answer has to be 1,15,000. In February, in the absence of data, 9,000. In March, in the absence of data, 18,000. Please notice that this stands your promise and this is your collection from last time. Am I clear about this? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Do you
Sir,
understand?
January का closing Feb का opening हो जाएगा ना?
Agreed, but for this to be the closing, I need to know the expenses. Na? Do I have any expenses? Nil. How can I assume? I'm saying don't make fatal assumptions. I'm saying that this is the cash in hand in January. This is the cash in hand in January. The question does not ask you Feb. It's an incomplete question purposely made so that you are able to understand this adjustment. So that you are able to understand calculations like these and you are able to translate it into adjustments like these. Focus should be on this. Please focus on these aspects. On these aspects. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Extra question for question 89 support. This was page 2 of today. Please take a screenshot. Does everybody understand this? Does everybody understand this? Yes or no? Please tell me. Sir, if in option, we have an option of 1,15,000 and 1,15,300, what should we choose? They will not give you those kind of options. They will not give you those kind of options. It's IMA, it's not ICA.
But sir, in question
Sorry?
in question you ask calculate cash in hand. So what should we understand? For quarter or for month? For Jan only.
Calculate cash in hand for Jan, I'm saying it specifically. Why will you see quarter over here?
Sir, here you write only the past period Jan account receivable balance 100,000.
Yes, past period account receivable balance. Past period is the last quarter of the last year. So I will collect that in January. Do I have any other data to assume that I will collect it in Feb?
So in this question, it is mentioned that only for Jan, calculate cash in hand
You
for
have to
Jan.
make these assumptions. Look here, it is written over here. Calculate cash in hand for Jan. First thing. Second
I thought
thing.
this Jan belongs. Okay.
Calculate for Jan. I have written it specifically over here. Second thing. Account receivable balance is 1 lakh. You may argue, why are you collecting it Jan? Show me in the question where it says don't collect it in Jan, collect it in Feb also. Does it say anything like that?
Yes.
It does not. What assumption can I make? It's all taken in Jan. I can't make any other assumption. You will say, no, I will not write it in Jan. Okay, don't write it in Jan. When you want to write it? Feb. Show me where it says that this is there. At the present moment, this trend, it is not saying that this trend is replicated. This might be a fresh trend. Keep your eyes open. In the question earlier, it says very, very specifically that the sales and collections experience is expected to continue in the first quarter. Means this was the past trend. Have I used such words that this is the past trend? No, I have not used any such words. I have not used any such words. Are you with me on that? Are you with me on that?
Yes, sir.
So you can't make any other assumptions. You have to assume that it's all coming in Jan. Opening balance of Jan is opening balance of Jan. So what is cash in hand? 1,15,000. What is the collection of Jan? See, what is the collection of Jan? 1 lakh. What is the collection of Feb? What is the collection of March? What is the cash in hand of Jan? 150. Why? Because opening balance will be considered in cash in hand. Opening balance will be considered in cash in hand. Are you with me on that? Yes or no? Please tell me. Correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Please take a screenshot of this. Please take a screenshot of this. Taken? Taken?
Yes, sir.
Now let's go to question number 90. Monroe Products is preparing a cash forecast based on the following information. Monthly sales for December, January, February and March are given. All the sales are on credit and they are collected in the month following the sale. Means December is collected in Jan, Jan is collected in Feb, Feb is collected in March and March is collected in April. All the sales are on credit. Purchases are 60% of the next month's sale and are paid for in the month of purchase. So December will purchase 60% of January and you will pay in December. January will purchase 60% of February and you will pay in January. February will purchase 60% of March and you will pay in February. March will purchase 60% of April and you will pay in March. Do you understand the meaning of these two sentences? I believe I have thoroughly discussed them. Other monthly expenses are 25,000, which includes depreciation. You tell me one thing, depreciation is a cash expense or a non-cash expense? It's a non-cash expense. So while your expenses may be 25,000, what is your cash outflow? It is 20,000. Are we clear about this? Yes or no? Are we clear about this? Yes or no? Yes. This is an important point. I hope you all are understanding. I'm not getting any responses. I'm assuming you all are clear with it. In January, the beginning cash balance is $30,000. Okay. Monroe is required to maintain a minimum cash balance of $10,000. How much short-term borrowing will be required at the end of February? Okay. Every month is required to maintain a cash balance of 10,000. Every month you are required to maintain what? A cash balance of how much? Of 10,000. So let's see what happens to Monroe over here. Let's see what happens to Monroe over here. I think we'll do it in the notebook. That will be better done. Right now. Sale. These are all credit sales. Of December, the collection is in Jan. Jan, the collection is in Feb. And Feb, the collection is in March. March, the collection is not applicable because I don't have April's data in the question. Okay. Now, let's talk about purchases. Let's talk about purchases. December's purchases are 60% of Jan's sales, which is 60% multiplied by 2 lakhs. which is equal to 1,20,000. And when is this paid in? December's purchases are paid in December itself. Any doubts about this? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Any doubts about this? Yes or no? Please tell me that.
No, sir.
January, 60% of what sales? February sales. February sales, if I'm not mistaken, are 3,50,000. This will come to 2,10,000. When are you paying this? In Jan itself. Let's talk about February. February will be 60% of March sales, which is 60% multiplied by sales of March are 4 lakhs. So this will be 2,40,000. This is paid in Feb itself. I can't calculate for March. As we have no data for April. As we have no data for April. Now, let us begin our calculation. January, February, March. Pushkar, why are you going in such details? So that you are able to holistically solve all kinds of adjustments and questions, not just what they are asking. I'm trying to create more questions out of questions. January, opening balance. What is your opening balance for January? Your opening balance for January is given to you in the question. It is given to you in the question as $30,000. What is it? $30,000. Are they saying anything with respect to collection? Yes, they are. December sales will be collected in January. Please understand that. Please understand that December sales are going to be collected in January. So opening balance here is 30,000. Now here I am writing collection. December sales. When will you collect? You will collect it in January. December sales are 2 lakhs. Jan sales. When will you collect? You will collect it in February. Jan sales are also 2 lakhs. February sales. You will collect when? You will collect it in March. They are 350,000. Right? This is the opening balance. This is the collection. Now, let's come to payments. First, I will write down other expenses. Your other expenses are 25,000. It is given clearly in the question that other expenses are 25,000. They include depreciation. So obviously, if 25,000 includes depreciation, I have to understand that out of this 5,000 is non-cash. Why? It is depreciation. So what about 20,000? This is paid in cash. Any doubts in this? I have got no responses for this particular point from you. So Jan's is paid in Jan, Feb's is paid in Feb, March's is paid in March. I have got no responses from you on this particular point. Have you understood this point? Yes or no? Please tell me that.
Yes, sir.
Now I am paying for purchases. I am paying for purchases. Jan's purchases are paid for in Jan. The amount is 2,10,000. Feb's purchases are paid for in Feb. The amount is 2,40,000. I can't calculate. So I'm writing not applicable. Apart from this, there is nothing else. So what is my Jan cash in hand? It's 2,30,000. And what is my total payment for Jan? It's 2,30,000. So A minus B, which is my closing balance, for Jan will become nil. So nil is my opening balance. Now here in the question, they have used the words in a very tricky way. They are saying Monroe is required to maintain a cash balance of 10,000. They are not specifying whether this cash balance is quarterly maintained, whether it is monthly maintained. They have not specified it. I would like to draw your attention to this. Monroe has not clarified whether they would like to maintain this cash balance every month, at the end of every quarter, or when. So since I am working for February, I will assume that this cash balance is to be maintained only for February. Are you with me on that? If you don't assume this, the entire meaning of the question will change. The entire calculation of the question will change. The entire solution of the question will change and differ from the model solution that IMA has given you. Here, since IMA has not clarified whether 10,000 has to be maintained on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis. When is 10,000 to be maintained is not given to us. Therefore, I am going to assume that this 10,000 is to be maintained at the end of February. Are we clear about this statement? Please give me a thumbs up. It's a very important statement that I'm making. Yes or no? I expect responses. Lokesh, Rachita,
Yes, sir.
Navya, are you understanding?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, are we understanding these statements that I am making? Everybody, do you understand these statements?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So in this month, I have 2 lakhs and I have to pay 2,60,000. What is my closing balance? Minus 60,000. Now here is the challenge. What is in hand? Minus 60. What is my closing balance desired? 10,000. So from minus 60, if you have to go to 10,000, how much will you add in this? Plus 70. This has to be your borrowing. Do you understand this question? Yes or no, please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the assumption that, now I'm writing down some things. Suppose if you assume that here you take a loan of 10,000. What will your opening balance become? 10,000. What will your balance here become? 2,10,000. What will your closing balance become? Minus 50,000. You have to maintain 10,000. So what will your loan be? Plus 60,000. The model solution is plus 70,000 as the answer. Are you understanding? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Are you with me on that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is your answer? You will borrow how much? 70,000. That is option number B. That is your option number B. Now I want to perform, this is question number 90, page number 57 of exam support package. Anybody who has had doubts in this question, can I assume that your doubts in this question have been solved and satisfied? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. Now, I want to perform an exercise. My exercise is, these are my closing balance figures. Right? These are my closing balances. Minus 10,000. Minus 15,000. Minus 25,000 and minus 50,000. My desired balance is 10,000, 40,000, 60,000 and 80,000. How much will my borrowings be in these particular months? I have 4 questions. I expect 4 answers. I am showing you one thing. See, closing balance plus borrowing is equal to desired balance. Closing balance is minus 10,000 plus X is equal to 10,000. So X is equal to 10 goes on to that side, 20,000. I have solved the first one for you. I expect you to solve the others. I want quick responses from you. Pushkar, why are you doing this? Because there was a minus closing balance and there was a desired balance given. Somebody might have had a doubt why I borrowed 20,000. I'm clearing that concept for those students. Second one, they are saying is 55,000. That is the correct answer. 55 minus 15 is 40. The third one, they are saying has to be 85,000. Correct answer. And the last one has to be 1,30,000. All the answers are correct. All the answers are correct. Very good, Moni. Doubts cleared? This is for doubts. This is for doubts when closing balance is negative. This is for those doubts. I hope this is taken care of. This is extra. This is extra. You can take a screenshot of this if you want to. It will help you in revision. Nahi to end mein you will have a doubt. Somewhere around 18th of October, you will be totally messed up and you will be trying my call. I may not be available. You will be in trouble. I may be available 15 minutes after. In that 15 minutes, you would have already suffered a heart attack. Why the hell do you want to do that? Take a screenshot of this, please. Take a screenshot of this.
सर अगर ये कंटिन्यूएशन में रहा तो ये जो बोरोइंग्स 20 है नेक्स्ट मंथ के लिए ओपनिंग हो जाएगा 20.
Let's try
तो
it that
वहां
way.
पर हम लोग
Closing balance is
borrowings
minus
35
10,000.
करेंगे.
desired balance is 10,000. So can I assume that this is your desired balance of every month? Correct? So your borrowings now will become 20,000. Tell me what is the opening of the next period for you? Is it 20 or is it 10?
20.
Wrong.
10, 10,
You have
10.
taken 20.
10, 10, 10.
Because
Yes, sir.
20.
Desired is 10.
But you already have a minus 10 sitting in front of you. So what is your balance now? So 10 becomes your balance. Your closing balance is minus 15. What is your closing balance? Minus 15.
Minus 15.
Now this doesn't attune to that. This doesn't attune to that. So minus 15 is your closing balance. Right? Your desired balance is 10,000. How much borrowing you will take? 25,000. Again, your opening balance becomes 10,000. Your closing balance is minus 25. Your desired balance is 10,000. What is your borrowing? 35,000. Opening balance is 10,000. Your closing balance is minus 15. What will be your desired borrowing? 10,000, because your balance has to be 10,000. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot.
Done, sir.
So I have discussed the tweak. I have discussed the tweak to this question. Yes. Okay. Question number 90. Oh, now there's a tweak to question 90 also. Okay. Okay. Extra question, extra tweak, extra for question 90. Assume the following details. Assume that for each month, closing balance is equal to 15,000 to be maintained. As per company policy. If the balance is not met, company will avail OD. Company will avail OD at the rate of 12% per annum. At the rate of 12% per annum. Calculate interest cost for Jan and Feb, if any. Use same data of question 90. Use same data of question 90. So fair enough. Let's come to January. Let's come to January. Let's come to January. What was the opening balance of January in our question? What was the opening balance of January in our question? The opening balance of January was 30,000. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
In January, we had a collection of how much? 2 lakhs. December sales were collected in January. What is my cash in hand? 2,30,000. Against this, I have various payments. In my payments, first one, I have other expenses. Other expenses were 25, including depreciation 5. So other expenses in cash become 20. I have purchases. Purchases that I am paying for in January are 2,10,000. So what is the closing balance? Nil. What is the desired balance? 15,000. What is the borrowing? 15,000. Let's come to Feb. This is my opening balance. Agreed or disagreed? Now from 0, you have made a borrowing of 15,000 that automatically becomes your opening balance. Agreed or disagreed? Please tell me that. Agreed or disagreed? Please tell me that. Agreed or disagreed? Come on. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Agree.
Agree,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, yes.
Now, in February, my collection is 2 lakhs. So my cash in hand so far is 2,15,000. Now my expenses. Other expenses I will pay 20,000. I am also paying 2,40,000 for my purchases. Refer your notes. But there is going to be one more expense. That is going to be interest. That is going to be
1,800.
Interest for Jan interest
150.
for Jan,
150,
my dear
150,
150.
will be 150.
150.
Very good. Very good. Why will it be 150? It is 12%
For
per
1
annum.
month.
it is given. Therefore, it is 1% per month. How? 12% per annum on a monthly basis is 1%, right? So on a borrowing of 15,000, 1% is 150. So my interest is going to be 150 that I have to pay. Now, what will be my closing balance? My closing balance will be 240 plus 20, 260, 2,60,150 minus 2,15,000. So my closing balance comes to minus 45,150. Agreed or disagreed? My desired balance is 15,000. So my borrowing now will become 60,150. Leave everything aside. They want interest cost for Jan and Feb. Feb's borrowings are 6150. On this 1%, it will give me 601.5. How much? 601.5. So Jan's
601.5.
interest is 150.
750.
Feb's interest is 601.5. Hold on, I want to discuss something important. So this will be 751. This will be 751.5. Interest paid in March. For Jan, 150. And for Feb, 601.5. This will be 751.5. This is important. Interest paid in March. Why? Because Jan's interest you paid in Feb. Similarly, you have to pay in March also. Why? Because you have not yet cleared the entire outstanding. Are you with me on that? Yes or no? Please tell me.
Sir, outstanding has been cleared in month of Feb, right?
Where is it written?
We hear 150.
No, you have only paid the interest. The borrowing is of 15,000. This is your principal. Yes or no?
Yes.
और सर फैब में इंटरेस्ट 45 पे नहीं लगेगा 6150 पे क्यों अगर अपना क्लोजिंग बैलेंस तो 45,150
Closing balance 45,150 नहीं minus 45,150 है.
Borrowing पे लेंगे ना.
Desired closing balance is 15,000. तो यदि आपको minus 45 को plus 15 करना है तो आपको कितना borrowing करना पड़ेगा? इतना borrowing करना पड़ेगा. तो इतने borrowing के ऊपर आपको 1% interest देना पड़ेगा. How can you say that the closing balance is 45,150? See there, na, apply your mind. You are either not concentrating or you are not understanding. Which one of it is there? And I'll tell you what it is. You are not concentrating. Tell me the truth.
Sir, now I understood that every month the balance should be in surplus only.
Of course it has to be. It is given. Assume that for each month closing balance is 15,000.
We'll
That is
take
the first
over.
line of the question. I have not hidden it. It's the first line, my dear girl. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You are not concentrating. Concentrate. Focus. In your mind, there should be only one voice, mine. There's only one thing in front of your eyes, my screen, and only one thing, that is the question. You have got something going on in front of you right now, or you're thinking about something else. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to tell you to change that. Automatically, you will not have any problems. Trust me when I say that. Any doubts, Dandy?
Sir, every month opening balance will be 15,000.
Yes, next month also it has to be 15,000. With a borrowing of 60,150, what will your balance automatically become? It will become 15,000. राजा minus 45,150 पे आप खड़े हो, आपने 60,150 का उधारी लिया, तो आपके हाथ में अभी कितना पैसा आ गया?
15,000.
तो वो अगले महीने का ओपनिंग बना कि नहीं बना?
Yes.
बन गया ना.
सर ये इंटरेस्ट बताओ ना सर मार्च का.
कौन सा वाला?
मार्च का.
मार्च में you are paying interest for 2 months. For January, yes. What is the January interest? 1% per month. What is the principal? 15,000. So 150. Calculation is over here. Correct?
सर लेकिन ये 2 मंथ का पे करना पड़ेगा जैन का मार्च में तो
कैसे 2 महीने का? जैन का इंटरेस्ट फेब में भरा कि नहीं भरा?
तो फैब में भरा ना, लेकिन आपने प्रिंसिपल तो पे नहीं किया ना, तो 2
नहीं
महीना हो
किया।
गया ना फिर लोन लिए।
Correct. Please understand. Jan 31st is my borrowing. Correct? First interest is due when? Last day of Feb. Let's say 30th Feb or 20th Feb, whatever. Have I paid this interest? Yes. Now, as on March, how many months is the borrowing? 2 months. How many months interest is payable? 2 months. 1 month is paid over here, yes or no?
यस सर, यस सर।
So how much months is paid over here? 1.
1 is overdue।
What about Feb? I have still to pay. I have to pay 1 month. How much is that? This much. Why on 60,000? Raja, that is your borrowing. That is your borrowing. So you will pay on that. Yes or no? Are you
Yes,
with
sir.
me?
यस
Yes. And I can tell you, Surgeon, Hike, Glime, Bime, Bailey, Daily, Thumbs Up, Pepsi, none of them have these questions.
राइट, बट स्प्राइट हैज।
These questions are here. Right? Screenshot. 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 Tell me when taken. Tell me when taken. Tell me when taken. Taken? I'm clearing it. Sir, if
Then
a closing balance comes on positive side and there are no borrowings and the question is silent on the payments, then what will be assumed? Such a question won't be there. If the closing balance is on the positive side and the question doesn't tell you how much is the minimum balance to be maintained, you will not assume anything. Why will you assume something? Tell me that. Is the question saying minimum balance has to be a falana dimka? No.
No, sir. I'm asking you that if there is an assumption like over here, January and February both have February have a negative balance and we have a OD. Suppose in March we have given a
What is
calculation
your,
to
in
do
your
for the.
example, what is January's closing balance?
So अभी आपने screen पे से हटा दिया, so I'm sorry.
In your example, this is your doubt, na?
हाँ, okay.
Suppose
Suppose
it's 5,000.
suppose
Okay.
is 5,000 and
And what is the minimum balance you want to keep? Is it given in the question?
yeah, suppose it is given that we have to maintain around a 15,000 or 20,000.
15,000 I'll take.
Yeah.
So what will the borrowing be?
Yes, 10,000.
February. What is the closing balance as per your example? How much you want me to take here? Minus 15,000 I'll take.
Okay.
Okay. What is your minimum desirable balance? 15,000. How much will you borrow?
30,000.
Finished.
No, sir, I'm
Yeah.
not asking about that ki borrowing ka. I'm asking ki suppose अभी मेरा minimum balance है, मुझे borrow करना पड़ रहा है, right? Suppose a month comes, say March, where I don't need to have a borrowing. I have a
Okay.
surplus amount.
Okay. Let's say that the closing balance for March is 18,000.
Right.
Your surplus is 3,000. Go on.
Right. So in this case, क्या मैं अपने previous outstanding को उसमें clear
If
दिखाऊंगी a
it
part
is
of
told
that?
that surplus will be used to settle OD, yes.
And if it is not, then we will.
You
We
cannot
won't
assume.
consider.
How will you assume?
That's what I'm asking you, sir.
How can you assume? Surplus, if used to pay OD, will be mentioned. They will say assume that surplus is used to pay OD. They will say
Okay.
assume any surpluses are used to satisfy loans. Are they saying over here?
No.
Can you assume?
Ideally, no.
If you do, you lose 1 mark or 2 marks. Don't lose them. They are yours. Because so far your calculation is perfect. You have understood this, you have understood this, you have understood this, you have understood this. Don't make any such assumptions. Don't make any such assumptions. Are you with me on that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. So until unless it is not mentioned that surplus,
My
sorry,
question
ODs
is,
will be
how
cleared.
will you assume
won't.
until mentioned? How will you assume until mentioned? You tell me that. Who is asking the question? Let them tell you what to do. You don't tell me or them that it's a common practice that surplus will be used to repay. This is your practical exposure. I appreciate this. I respect this. But are they saying that? Don't do it. If they say, then do it. You have no option. If they say, then do it. Understood? Yes or no?
ठीक है, sir.
Yes or no?
Right, sir.
Question number 91. Prudent Corporation's budget for the upcoming accounting period reveals a total sales of 7 lakhs in April and 750 in May. The cash collection pattern of this has been given to you. 20% of each month's sales are cash sales. Okay, so 80% are credit sales. 5% of a month's credit sales are uncollectible. 70% of a month's credit sales are collected in the month of sales. 25% of a month's credit sales are collected in the month following the sale. Fair enough. Simple, nothing to worry about. If Prudent anticipates a cash sale of a piece of equipment in May for $25,000, May's total cash receipts are how much? Okay. It's a rather simple question. Let us start calculating. Now, what are the sales over here? Sales are given for April. They are given 7 lakhs. Can I say that these can be broken down into cash and these can be broken down into credit?
Yes.
Cash is 20%. So I'll write 1,40,000 over here. So this will be 5,60,000. May, how much? 750. Multiplied by 20%. How much? 1,50,000. They are asking you May's total budgeted cash receipt. So this is important. Now, what about the credit sales of May? What is the balance? 6 lakhs. Now, what are they saying about credit sales? Please pay attention. Please pay attention. 20% cash sales, 5% are uncollectible. 5, 70 and 25. Okay. So I'll write 70, 25 and 5. 5 are bad. 5 are bad. So for April, 70% of the credit sale is collected in the month of sale itself. I will not move my finger to calculate, but I am doing holistic questions, so I will calculate it. April. What is the credit sale of April? 560. 70% of that.
392.
392.
is collected in April itself. 25%. 5,60,000 multiplied by 25%. What is the answer? 1,40,000. This is collected in May. Now let's talk about May. 60%. 70. 7 6 are 42. 4,20,000. 6 lakhs multiplied by 25%. 6 lakhs ka 50%, 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs ka half. 1,50,000. This is May. This is June. This is June. 5,60,000 ka 5%. 10% is 56,000. So 5% will be 28,000. 56 ka half. 6 lakhs ka 10% is 60,000. 60,000 ka half is 30,000. So in this question, my total bad debts, I am doing all possible questions for you. These are all extra questions. Total bad debts are 58,000.
58,000.
April's collection. Now, April's collection is 1,40,000 in cash. Follow the star. Follow the star. Then April is 3,92,000 collected in April. Follow the blue box. Correct? Now, let's talk about May. May. Follow the 2 stars. That is May's cash sales. Plus. Follow the red box now. 140. 420. Hold on, my story is not yet over. This color coding is very important. It will help you while revision. I don't know if you find it useful. Huh? If you find it stupid, then tell me. You have sold our equipment also. Hashtag 25,000. How much you collected in May? 1,50,000, 1,40,000, 4,20,000, and 25,000. What is your answer? 7,35,000. If you make the mistake of taking cash sales as 25%, you will get this answer. How do you know this? While calculating, I made that mistake when I was solving this sum in the notebook. And then I checked it. I said, my answer is not matching. Then I redid the calculation. My answer came as 730. No shame in admitting. Human being, mistake. Sometimes I have to purposely make mistakes to see what is happening. Sir, am I stupid? Are you stupid? You are stupid. You are a stupid man. Look at you. You look stupid here. I said, okay, chalo, I look stupid. I am a stupid person. I am so smart. I will read it 20. I will do it 20. You are saying this today when you are sitting in your house, in front of your laptop, in front of me. Go to Goregaon in October. You will be under stress. Over there, 20 will look like 40. 40 will look like 90. Everything will go wrong. 69 will look like 96. 9 will look like 6. 6 will look like 9. You'll be worried. And they will take advantage of you. They have made all your silly mistakes into options. They have made all your silly mistakes into options. Please keep that much in mind. Are you with me? Yes or no? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Putting a black box around this. And this is that black box over here. Please take a screenshot of this over here. I don't think you need me to write this in the notebook. This is good enough. Taken? Taken? Question number 91. Anybody who had doubts in this, they are now resolved. Yes or no?
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know who had doubts in 91, but whoever did, they are now resolved. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now we go to 92. Screenshot is taken, Rachita?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now we go to question 92. I don't know whether to call this a good question or to call this a tough question. I really don't know. So we'll solve it and we'll talk about it. Whether it is easy or difficult, I don't know. I find it horribly easy. I find it horribly easy. Right?
Easy, sir.
Let's see. ANCO sells a product. ANCO sells products on account. सबसे पहले they sell products on account. Means all sales are credit sales. And experiences the following collection schedule. In the month of sales, 10%. In the month after sale, 60%. 2 months after sale, 30%. On 31st of December, ANCO has reported accounts receivable of 2,11,500. Now, please use your mind before you go any further. As on 31st of December, what will stay outstanding? Use your mind. Out of that amount, 162 is due for December. 49 is due from November. Now, please understand. November. Everything is credit. 10% is collected in November itself. 60% is collected when? December, month after sale. And 30% is collected when? It will be collected in January. My dear friends, this 49,500 represents what? Therefore, 49,500 represents 30% of November sales. Agreed or disagreed? Agreed or disagreed? Next, of that amount, 162 is due from December sales. Hold on. 90%. December sales are due on 31st of December. Okay. December. 10% collection in December itself. 90% will be due as on 31st of December. So this is 90% of December due as on 31st of December. Does everybody understand this logic? Yes or no? Yes or no? Please tell me. Who has not understood? Hubli, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Hubli, Alok, have you understood? Alok. Alok, have you understood? Hey, nahi lecture.
Sir, he left.
I repeat. December and January's collections. See, I'm writing here also for you. See, I'm writing over here. January and February's collections are outstanding as on 31st of December, and they represent 90% of the sale of December. 90%. What is 90% of the sale of December? 90% of the sale of December is 1,62,000. They are asking you how much will be collected in January. So 60% will be collected in January. How much is 60? The answer is 1,08,000. The answer is 1,08,000. Right? Next. What about January? January, 10% is collected in January, 60% is collected in February, and the rest is collected in March. 170. So what amount of cash will be collected in January? So in January, you will collect November's 30%, which was 49,500. You will collect December's 60%, which was 1,08,000. And you will collect January's 10%, which if I'm not mistaken is 17,000. How much it is? It is 17,000. What is the total? 49,500 plus 1,08,000 plus 17,000. Your answer is 174,500. What is your answer? 174,500. What will you collect in February? You will collect in February December's 30%, January's 60%, and February's 10%. Is there any data given? No data. No data for this. But 17 5s are 85, 17 6s are 102. 1,02,000. And December's 30%. What is December's 30%? See, if 90% is 162, how much is 30%? So 162 multiplied by 30 divided by 90. What is your answer? 54,000. What is your answer? 54,000. Is there any festival today? They are burning crackers outside.
Janmashtami, sir.
Krishna Janmashtami, sir.
Oh, sorry. I did not know. So 54,000 and 1,02,000. 54,000 and 1,02,000. This is the minimum collection. Whatever is Feb sale, uska 10% आप यहाँ पे लोगे, but there is no data. There is no data. Are we clear about this question? 174. Are we clear about this question? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Are we clear about this question? Yes or no? Please tell me that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, no doubts. Whoever had doubts in 91, are they solved? Whoever had doubts in 91, are they solved? Sorry, 92. 92, are they solved? Yes or no? Screenshot. Rachita, please.
Done, sir.
Question number 93. Brook Company's management team. This is a big question. Huh? Brook Company's management team is preparing a cash budget for the coming quarter. The following budgeted information is under review. Revenue, inventory purchases and other expenses. Revenue of each month is given. The company expects to collect 40% of the monthly sales in the month of sales and 60% in the following month. Fair enough. 50% of the inventory purchases are paid in the month of purchase and the other 50% are paid in the following month. Fair enough. Payments for all the expenses are made in the month that they are incurred in only. Brook forecasts the following account balances at the beginning of the quarter. Cash will have an opening balance of 2 lakhs. So January's opening balance is 2 lakhs. Accounts receivables are 3 lakhs. So their collection will happen in January only. Why? Because 60% of whatever is left is collected in the following month. So I can go on one more step and say that last month's sale was 5 lakhs. Why? Because this represents 60%. So the total sale last month was 5 lakhs. Accounts payable inventory. I can go on to say that last month we had purchased 8 lakhs. Why? Because 50% was paid in that month only, and the balance 50% we are paying in this month. So we are paying 50%, which is 4 lakh. So total was 8 lakhs. That's how you read the question. Your brain should work like this. Are you with me on that? These statements that I made, are they clear for everybody? Don't give me the answer 232. Give me the answer for March then. Give me the answer for March then. What is your answer for March? Have you done it? No. Are you angry? No, I'm not angry. I'm telling you. Read into these statements. Tell me, what was the sale of last year's December? It was 5 lakhs. What was the purchase of last year's December? It was 8 lakhs. Are you with me on that? Are you with me on that? 4,12,500 is the right answer. Very good, Rohit. Are you with me on these points? Are you with me on these points? Yes or no? Everyone? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
भाई गला खराब होता है मेरा, मत करो ऐसे. कल का लेक्चर में क्या करूं फिर? चलो. Now, let's come to our question. Now, what are they saying? There are 3 months. Sir, they are asking only Feb. Forget what they are asking. Solve the question. January, February, March. What is the opening balance of January? The opening balance of January is given to you as 2 lakhs. Now, in collection, accounts receivable of previous year. How much? 3 lakhs. Now, I am writing revenue collection. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Jan. 40% of Jan's sales are collected in Jan itself. What about 60% of Jan? They go to Feb. What about Feb? 40% of Feb, which is 8 lakhs, is collected in Feb. Feb, 60%, which is 8 lakhs, is collected in March. What about March? March, 40%, which is 40% of how much? Of 5 lakhs, which is 2 lakhs, is collected in March. This is the monthly cash inflow. 3 and 2, 5, and 2, 7, 780. Now let's talk about expenses. First is other expenses. Other expenses of January are 150. Of February are 175. Of March are 175. Now let's talk about inventory payments. Jan. 50% of Jan is paid in Jan. How much is Jan? 3,50,000. So 175 is paid here. 50% of Jan is then paid in Feb, which is 1,75,000. Feb. 50% of Feb, which is 425, is paid in Feb, which is 2,12,500. The other 50% is paid in March. Pushkar, why are you putting brackets on everything? Common sense, they are negative. Now we come to March. What is happening in March? March is 50% of how much? 2,25,000. How much will it be? 1,12,500. And one important detail we need to understand is that accounts payable of last time, which was 4 lakhs, is also settled over here in January. That is an important aspect for us to consider. So, what is the total of outflow? I will take the total over here. The total of outflow comes to 7,25,000. Total over here of outflow comes to 5,62,500. The total over here of outflow comes to 5 lakhs. Now, A minus B gives me the closing balance. So in the first month, my closing balance is 55,000. 55,000 becomes the opening balance of February. I will write down 55,000 over there. Now, what is the total here? It comes to 795. What am I left with at the end of February? 795 minus 562. As you correctly said, 232,500. This is your answer. This is your answer. But this 232,500 now will become the opening balance of March. You will be left with 9,12,500 in hand, and your March will end with 4,12,500 as Rohit correctly answered. So Feb closing is equal to 232,500. It is option number C, and this is your question number 93 on page number 59 of exam support package. Please take a screenshot of this. Please take a screenshot of this. The solution should be there in your model solutions. Can you please take it?
Done.
Question number 93 is over. Now we come to question number 94. We are finishing all these questions today. There is no if and but in it. We are finishing all these questions today. 94. What will happen to theory? We'll discuss after the lecture. We'll discuss after the lecture, but we have to finish these questions. And you have to agree that they are important because there are doubts that people have asked till 99. All have to be solved. Question 94. Question 94. Health Foods Incorporated had decided to start a cash budgeting program to improve overall cash management. So they are asking you to make a cash budget. Information has been gathered from the past year which reveals the following cash collection trends. 40% of the sales are on credit, means 60% of the sales are in cash. 50% of the credit sales are collected in the month of sales. 30% of the credit sales are collected 1 month after the sales. 15% of the credit sales are collected in the second month after the sales. 5% of the credit sales result in bad debts. Jan, Feb, March, April, May data is given to you. Sales for June are projected to be 2,55,000. Based on this information, the expected cash receipts of March will be what? Why the hell have they given us this sentence? To confuse us. June has no bearing on March. We want expected cash receipts of March. March cash receipts have got nothing to do with June sales. Please accept this statement. This is just a bullshit dialogue given to throw you off guard. Please don't be thrown off guard. You don't need to be thrown off guard. Okay. Now, I understand that 40% of the sales are on credit. So obviously 60% is in cash. Agreed or disagreed? Now, Jan. 40% is credit. 22,000 into 40%. How much? 88,000. 60%, 1,32,000. Correct? 1,32,000. Feb. 40%, 96,000. 60%, 1,44,000. March. 250, 40%, 1 lakh. 25/6 are 150 cash. Your first cash collection has come to you for March. Now let's talk about credit sales collection. Let's talk about this credit sales collection. Jan's credit sales. 50% are collected in the month of sale. These credit sales are 88. 44,000 is collected in Jan itself. 30% are collected in the first month after the sale. So 88,000 multiplied by 30%. What is your answer? 26,400 will go in February. The balance 15% are collected in the second month after the sale. Means 88,000 multiplied by 15%, which is 13,200. This is coming in March. 5% are bad debts. I am not going to waste my time calculating it, because I have given you enough practice of bad debts calculation. February. 50% is collected in February itself of 96,000. So 48,000 will come here. 30% of 96,000, which will be 28,800, will come in March. And 15% of this, why the hell should I calculate it? I am interested in March. I won't calculate it. Now I come to March. 50% of the credit sales of March, which are 50,000 itself, will be collected in March. The other 50,000, the other balance of 30%, this 30,000, that will be collected in which month? In the month of April. I am not interested. I am interested only in the boxes of March. Look at this beautiful design. Box, 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 box. Do the total. 150, 13,200, 28,800 and 50,000. What is the total? The total comes to 2,42,000. Option C. Option C. You tell me one thing. If you have a clarity of thought, see, if you have clarity of thought, if you have enough practice, if you have clarity of thought, if you have enough practice and you have confidence, why can't you pass? Why can't you pass? Clarity of thought, practice, confidence. Correct? Correct? Are you with me? You will pass. Do you agree to this statement?
Yes,
सर यहाँ पे
sir.
मिसिंग है ना क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट नहीं है ना
Huh?
क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट
Clarity of thought.
कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं क्लियर है ना सर
Can I tell you something, Maru?
सुना सर
Can I tell you something, Maru?
बोलो
There is one God. Agreed?
यस
Clarity of thought. Offer prayers 5 times a day. Practice. And confidence that that one God will forgive whatever you do and will always be there by your back. Where will you go? Upstairs. I am not teaching you how to pass CMA. I am teaching you rules of life. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say, my dear boy? These are rules of life.
यस सर
It is not
तो मैं
CMA.
सीएमए का बोल रहा
Are you understanding?
हूँ मैं सीएमए का
Please understand this logic. Take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this. Hurry up. Question number
Done.
94 is over.
Done,
Question
done.
number 94 is over. Question number 94 is over. Hey Baba, Rachita Dagulla, take
Done,
screenshot.
done, sir. Done, done.
I'll tell that Damle, तेरा पूरा laptop उड़ा देगा हम लोग. He's a Maharashtrian fellow. I'll convince him. Jai Maharashtra. I'll take your laptop and run away.
Sir,
Chala.
it's an official laptop, sir.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. Right? Chalo. Question number 94. Alok is such a stupid fellow. He left my lecture.
Sir, I am here.
Where were you?
Sir, my data pack got over. So I have to
Sorry,
rejoin.
Alok is not a stupid fellow. I am a stupid fellow. I did not look for Alok in my lecture. Sorry, Alok. Happy?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
It's okay. Sir.
Okay. 95. I was asking for you, Alok. You know that.
Sir, my data pack got over. So
What can I do?
sorry, sir.
Factors behind the controls of Apex Academics. 95. Tidewell Corporation sells a single product for $20 per unit. All sales are on account with 60% collected in the month of sale. 40% are collected in the following month. 1 second. 20 per unit. All sales are on account means all are credit sales. 60% in the month of sales, 40% in the next month. Okay. A schedule of cash collection for January through March of the coming year reveals the following receipts for the period. January is collecting December's receivables 30,000. Means this 30,000. Where is my pen? Yes. This 30,000, sorry, 32,000 of December represents 40% of December sales. Yes or no? Yes or no?
यस सर
Next. January's sales represent 60% of January's sales. Agreed?
यस सर
This February is from Jan, so this is 40% of Jan. This is 60% of Feb. This is 40% of Feb. And this no. This is 60% of March. Is
तूने
this
क्या
clear?
लगाया
Yes or
वो
no?
वाली लगाई है स्टीव वाली लगाई है
Are we clear about this? Yes or no? Are we clear about this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Inventories are maintained at 30% of the following month's sales. Okay. I am able to calculate all the month's sales now. I have easily done it. I can see January sales are 90. I can see February sales are 1,10,000. And I can see March sales are 72,000 multiplied by 100 divided by 60. So the answer is 1,20,000. I calculated. How I calculated? See, 60% is collected in the month of sale. So 60% of March is 72,000. If 60% is 72,000, how much is 100%? 60% is 72,000. How much is 100%? This calculation I have simply done over here. Total payments in January are expected to be 1,06,000, which excludes 12,000 of depreciation expense, just given to bloody play with your heads. That means total expense of January was 1,18,500 if you add depreciation in it. But the cash expense is 1,06,500. Any borrowings are in the multiples of $1,000. December 31 balance sheet revealed a cash balance of 24,900. Now, what are they asking you? Ignoring income taxes, they have not given us any tax rate, have they? No, they have not. The financing needed in January to maintain the firm's minimum cash balance. What is the minimum cash balance they are asking you to maintain? 15,000. How much you will maintain? Okay. I think I have to do this in my notebook. Take the screenshot of this. Rachita, please take the screenshot of this.
Yes, sir. Yes. Done.
This is the important part.
Done.
Very important part. Now next. You took it? I'm sorry.
Yes,
Took it?
sir. Done.
Now, what are they saying? This is which question? 90?
95.
We're talking
95.
about January. Can I say that my opening balance given in the question is 24,900? They are purposely giving you ugly numbers because they want you to borrow in multiples of 1,000. I will explain you what is the meaning of that. In the month of January, what is your collection? First, your collection will be December's 40%, which was, I think, 32,000. Second, it will be January's 60%, which was how much? 54,000. Correct? This is your collection, 1,10,900. What are your expenses? Other expenses, they are 1,06,500. These are your expenses. What are they? They are your expenses. My dear friends, are they telling you anything with respect to inventory? Let us see. Tidewell inventories are maintained at the following month's sales. Maintaining inventory is not the same as paying for inventory. My dear friends, please keep this much in mind. Maintaining an inventory is not the same as paying for it. You might have a rule in your house. That at any point in time, you will have 5 kgs of rice, 5 kgs of wheat flour in your house so that food shortage will never happen at your home. Whatever is the challenge in life, it's your rule. Does that mean that you have purchased and paid for it? You might have taken it on credit for all I know. How does it matter? Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So maintaining the inventory is not the same as paying for it. So here there will be no mention of inventory. Therefore, no inventory in the calculation. No inventory in the calculation. Next. What does your balance come to? Your balance comes to 4,400. Your minimum balance requirement is 15,000. What is your shortfall? Your shortfall is 10,600. So shortfall, you will generally borrow. So how much you have to borrow? 10,600. But you can borrow in multiples of 1,000 only, yaar. You can borrow in multiples of 1,000. So if you borrow 10,000, is your shortfall met? No, your requirement is 10,600. So if you have to borrow in multiples of 1,000, you will have to borrow 11,000. You have no option. Why? You have no option Because if you don't, then you will end up borrowing 10,000, you will be 600 short. So rather borrow 11 and be 400 surplus. That is okay. So how much will you borrow? You will borrow 11,000. How much will you borrow? 11,000. This is, I don't know, option number C, I think. Question number 95, page number 61. Are all doubts cleared? Are all doubts cleared with respect to question number 95? Any doubts about 95? Any doubts in 95? Please tell me yes or no. Any doubts in 95? Please tell me yes or no. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Take a screenshot. Take a
Done.
screenshot.
Done.
'95 is over. Now I come to question number 96. Well, 96 is again one of those questions where I have to draw a diagram and you will understand. Data regarding Johnson Incorporative's forecasted dollar sales for the last 7 months of the year and Johnson's projected collection patterns are as follows. The sales are given and collection patterns. 30% are cash, 70% are credit. But how does the credit get itself collected? During the month of sale, 20%. Next month, 50%. The second month following the sale, 25%. For September, what are your collections? Okay. Okay. I will write down September. So see, July credit sales, 20% in July, 50% in August, and 25% in September. June, 20% in June, 50% in July, and 25% in August. So June does not impact September. June does not impact September. How? June, 20% in June, 50% in August. Oh, I'm sorry, 50% in July, and balance 25% in August, and 5% are bad debts. Now, let's talk. July. Cash collection is 30% of July's sales. Am I bothered? No, I will not write. I will not write. Now comes credit sales. Now comes credit sales. 20% in July, 50% in August, 25% in September. I am interested in this. Let's talk about August. 20% in August, 50% in September, 25% in October. I am interested in this. September, cash. I am interested. 8 lakhs, 30%, 2,40,000. I need this. 20% in the month of sale. So I need this. 50% in the next month, October, baki ka in November. I am not interested. So I am interested in all these three and 2,40,000. Now, July. July. What is the total sales? 6 lakhs. Out of this, what is the credit sales? 70%. 25% of that is collected in September. What is your answer? 6 lakhs multiplied by 70% multiplied by 25%. My answer is 1,05,000. Yes or no? Please tell me that. August. What is the sale of August? 6,50,000. 70% of that is credit sales and 50% of that is collected in September. What is your answer for that? What is your answer for that? It should be 2,27,500. Agreed or disagreed? Now for September. September cash collection from cash sale. It is 2,40,000 outright. September credit sale collection. What is September's credit sale? 8 lakhs. So total sales 8 lakhs. Sorry, total sales 8 lakhs. Out of that 70% is on credit, means 5,60,000. And out of that 20% is coming in September. So 5,60,000 multiplied by 20%. 56 twos are 112. 112 comes here. So what is the total that I collect in September? The addition of all of this, which comes to 6,84,500. 6,84,500, which is your option number B in this question. Are you with me on that? Yes or no? 5,72,500 is unfortunately wrong. Apex 25, Tanna, you are correct. Alok, I hope you have understood the mistake that has been made.
Yes, sir, understood.
What went wrong?
I didn't see the credit sale of September.
Of September. That is why you are 1,12,000 short. So 684,000. Hold on. Minus 1,12,000. Your answer was 572?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chalo, at least you understood the mistake. Now you understand? Everybody, any doubts about this question?
No, sir.
About this question? No?
No, sir, no.
96 is done. 96 is done. I have made no extra question for this. We have done ample practice. But what is important here is this box. Screenshot, please. Screenshot,
Done.
please. Taken? Super.
Done.
97. Mountain Mule Glove Company is in its first year of business. There will be no opening stock. There will be no opening stock. Why it is in the first year of business? Whatever is the stock introduced is a purchase, is not a stock. Mountain Mule had a beginning cash balance of 85 for the quarter. Cash introduced in business. The company has a 50,000 short-term line of credit. Means what? Kabhi bhi 50,000 ka loan company can take. The budgeted information for the first quarter is shown below. Sales for Jan, sales for Feb, sales for March. Purchases for Jan, purchases for Feb, purchases for March. The operating cost of each month. All the sales are made in credit and are collected in the second month following the sale. Interesting. Second month following the sale. Means Jan sales are collected in March. Feb sales are collected in April. And March sales are collected in May. So can I say that, therefore, in Feb and Jan, there is no collection? Yes or no, please tell me that.
Yes,
There
sir.
will be no collection because this is your first quarter of the first year of business. This is the first quarter of the first year of business. There is no last year. There is no last year. So December sales would have come in February, I agree, but there was no existence of business only in December. November sales would have been collected in January, I agree, but there was no November existence only last year. There is no collection Jan and Feb. Only March will have collection. How much will Mountain Mule need to borrow at the end of the quarter if the company needs to maintain a minimum cash balance of 5,000 as required by a loan covenant agreement? Needs to maintain at the end of the quarter. They do not need to maintain this at the end of every month. Cash balance 5,000 is clearly mentioned to be maintained at the end of quarter, means at the end of March. It is not monthly. It is not monthly. It is not monthly. Please understand this statement. Please understand this statement. Is this clear for you? Yes or no? Please tell me that. Is this clear for you? Next, let's go on. January, February, March. Now, opening balance, it started with 85,000. Collection, nil, nil, and Jan sales are collected in March, 60,000. Cash in hand, so far over here, 85,000. Correct? Now, I think I will have to do this in the notebook. There is no enough place. Sorry. Please don't feel angry. Huh? January, February, March. I wrote over there that Jan sales are collected in March. Feb sales are collected in April. And March sales are collected in May. Therefore, in Q1, there is no collection from Jan and Feb. Direct Jan is collected in March. Opening balance, they said, was 85,000 rupees. There is opening balance 85. Now I'm talking collection. not applicable, not applicable. Here I will have Jan's sales. Jan's sale is 60,000. Now I will talk about in hand. Currently I have in hand 85,000. Now let's talk about payment of purchase. What does the question say? The question says, purchases are paid in the month following the purchase. Very simple. Purchases are paid in the month following the purchase. Let us quickly finish this fellow off. So, Jan's purchases are paid in Feb. Feb purchases are paid in March. March purchases are paid in April. Therefore, in Jan, no payment of purchase. Why? It is your first year of operation. So, payment of purchase in Jan, nil. Are the purchases given in the question? Yes, the purchases are given in the question. What are Jan's purchases? 35 paid in Feb. Let's write minus. What are Feb's purchases? 40 paid in March. March purchases in April, I am not bothered. Now other expenses. Other expenses are paid for that month in that month only. 25, 25, 25 is the fixed operating cost. That is the fixed operating cost. Closing balance 60,000. Now it is said that 15,000 to be maintained at the end of the quarter. Means in March. Means in March. So this will come over here. Right? 60 minus 35 minus this. Nil. Nil. 60. And here it is minus 5,000. What is your desired balance? 15,000. So what is your borrowing? 20,000. What is
The
okay.
desired balance
Sorry,
is
sorry,
5,000.
Desired balance is how much? 15,000. No?
So
5,000.
5,000.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, huh? So sorry. Please don't get confused. People watching the recording note that balance of 5,000 is to be maintained. Your closing balance is negative 5,000. Your desired balance is 5,000. So you will have to obviously borrow 10,000. What is this? Option number C in your question. This was which question? Question number 97, page number 63, exam support package. Any doubts in this question? Any doubts?
कंपनी हैव लाइन ऑफ क्रेडिट मतलब इतना प्री अप्रूव्ड लोन है, ऐसा ही ना?
इतना प्री अप्रूव्ड लोन है आपके पास. Short term line of credit means at any point in time you go to the bank, they'll give you $50,000. Is this already included? No, it is not included. No, it is not included. But out of this short term line of credit, this 10,000 is assumed to be taken out of 50,000.
Okay.
Assumed to be taken out of 50,000. Tanna, you use a credit card.
Yes,
it will
sir.
have a credit limit, correct?
Yes.
Suppose you don't use that card. Does the credit limit get over? No. It stays. Let's say the credit limit is X. This is your short-term line of credit available for you. Suppose you go down at home at night. You go down at home at night. You go to the medical store. You feel like buying a cold drink and some chips. And you forget your mobile phone at home. But you have your purse in that. You have your wallet in that your credit card is there. Right? You have only got your credit card. The chemist or the departmental store swipes the card. At any point in time, can you pick yourself up a cup of chips, a pack of chips and thumbs up? Yes. Why?
Yes.
Short-term line of credit, anytime available. That 100, 200 rupees that you spend is spent out of what your total credit limit that is given to you. Yes. This 10,000 that you are borrowing is borrowed out of this total 50,000 that is given to you. Everybody, do you understand this? Yes or
और
no?
सर अगर ये 60,000 होता, अपने पास लिमिट 50 है तो 10 एक्स्ट्रा लेना पड़ता.
हाँ, correct. If your borrowing would have been 60,000, If your borrowing would be 60,000, this 50,000 would be covered in your credit limit. And 10,000 you would have to take additional loan.
Got it, sir.
Take additional loan. Am I clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Please take screenshot question number 97. Rachita, taken?
Done, sir.
Question number 97 is over. Now the last two questions. Question number 98 and question number 99. 98 is a unique question. 98 is a unique question because such a question is not there anywhere else in the exam support package. Look at what they are saying and look at the common sense of it all here. It's a very easy question. A firm is considering a capital project. According to the project plan, an existing piece of equipment with a historical cost of 4 lakhs. Historical cost means amount that was capitalized in balance sheet. It is how much? 4 lakhs. It has a current selling price of 10,000. The old equipment has been depreciated on a straight line basis and has no salvage for 18 years of its estimated 20 years useful life. What is the life of this machine? Please pay attention. What is life of machine? 20 years is the life of the machine. Straight line basis of depreciation. What is the depreciation per annum? Cost minus salvage divided by life. Salvage is 0. So I'm looking at 4 lakhs minus 0 divided by 20. My answer comes 20,000. Life elapsed means how many years have you used it? 18 years of its estimated life you have used it. What is total depreciation? This into this, 3,60,000. What is written down value of plant? A minus B.
40,000.
40,000. What is the selling price of this item? 10,000. You are selling something worth 40 for 10. You have a loss of how much?
30,000.
The new equipment will cost 5 lakhs. You will have to buy inventory worth 20 to run it, and you will need accounts payable worth 24 to run it. Somebody will ask me an innocent question. Why do I need accounts payable to run a new machine? Raja, the sales that you are making out of that machine are made on credit. That is why you need accounts receivable, and for that much time your money is staying blocked. Accounts receivable increasing as per cash flow statement is nothing but your cash staying blocked. The tax rate is 40%. Hold on. Tax is paid on income, and because of losses, there is a tax saving, is what is assumed in financial management and costing. Tax rate 40%. So what is the tax saving?
12,000.
12,000 is your saving of tax. What is your saving of tax? 10,000. Now tax saving means you don't have to pay that much tax. Tax saving is an inflow because you don't pay that much tax. Because you don't pay that much tax. This is tax not paid. This is tax avoided. This is an inflow. And sale price of machine was 10,000. This is also an inflow. These are your inflows over here. What are your outflows? Your outflow number 1 is cost of machine. What is your cost of machine? 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs. You have to buy an inventory to run that machine, 24,000. Oh, sorry, 20,000. Means in inventory your money got blocked. Then you need debtors, accounts receivable. In that 24 got blocked. So how much money is totally blocked? 5,44,000 is blocked. This is your outflow. They are asking you net initial investment. This is your inflow from selling the old machine. What will you do? You will sell old and buy new. Means 22 in. So I will say 22 is inflow and 544 is outflow. So what is your net outflow? 5,22,000. Option number B. Option number B. Unique question. Unique question. More focused on the chapter capital budgeting, which will be met in group 2 chapter number 5. Group 2 chapter number 5. Capital budgeting, where you need to learn time value of money. That is okay. Time value of money, I'll teach you in from my grave. I have that much confidence in time value of money. But
Sir, can you explain this?
Which one?
This sum 98.
Alok, stay on unmute.
Yes, sir.
What is the cost of the old asset? Historical cost of old asset. Come on.
$4 lakh.
What is the life?
20 years.
What is depreciation per annum?
For 20,000.
How many years have you used the machine?
18 years.
What is total depreciation charged?
3,60,000.
Cost minus total depreciation is equal to what? WDV. What is WDV? Cost minus total depreciation. What is your WDV?
40,000.
What is the selling price given in the question? Current selling price of 10,000. Something that costs you 40, if you sell it for 10, profit or loss?
What? Yeah, loss. Understood, sir.
What is the loss?
30,000.
On profit you pay tax, on loss you save tax. What is the tax rate?
40%.
How much tax you saved?
12,000.
Tax saved is tax not paid is considered as a cash inflow.
Okay, sir.
How much you sold the machine for?
10,000.
You saved 12,000 and you sold for 10,000. How much money did you have coming into your business?
22,000.
How much was the new machine for?
5 lakhs.
How much did you invest in inventory?
20,000.
How much did you invest in debtors?
24,000.
How much did you totally throw out?
5,44,000.
How much came in?
22,000.
How much net went outside? Net went outside.
5,22,000.
Question is
Understood.
over. Did you understand? Yes or no?
Yes, I understood.
सर salvage value और selling price एक नहीं हुआ?
No. Who said? Salvage value means bhangar.
भंगार.
Who said?
तो ये 4 लाख का ऐसा 10,000 में जा रहा है. It means वो भंगार ही हुआ ना?
No. It is the current selling price. Who said? It is the current market price. ये तुमने 20 साल पहले खरीदा था. 20 साल पहले का फोन आज कितने में बेचोगी? बोलो. 20 साल पहले ली हुई गाड़ी कितने में बेचोगी? भंगार है? नहीं, उसका सेलिंग प्राइस उतना ही है.
Okay.
98 over.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in 98? Anybody has doubts in 98? Anybody has doubts in 98? No? Please take
No, sir.
screenshot.
Done,
Please take
sir.
screenshot.
Done.
Taken? Taken?
Yes, sir. Yes, taken.
Last question of the day. Innocent question, easy question. Don't think it should cause a problem to all, but I will make it cause a problem for you. Now please understand. I'll play with your brains for some time. Play with your brains for some time. Now please understand. Sales. Calculate the pro forma after tax profit based on the data. Sales 1 lakh last year. Now it's increasing by 10%. So sales will be 1 lakh plus 10%, which is 1,10,000. Minus variable cost 60,000 tha. It is increasing by 10%. So what will you write here? 66,000. What will you write here? 66,000. One student had asked me once. No student had asked me one. I'm just lying like that only just to create dramatic effect. I ask you, why shouldn't this be 77,000? Pushkar, what the hell? Where did you get this from? Common sense and logic. Can I say that variable cost is 60% of sales? Yes. And it is increasing by 10%. So can I say that now this is becoming 70%? Yes or no? Yes or no?
But sir, 60%
Hold
का
on.
70%.
Let me finish my story. Can I say that now it is 60 plus 10, 70%?
No.
Why no?
Is not
60 का
mentioned in
70%
the
होगा.
question.
60
mentioned
का
in the
10%
question.
होगा. So this
Yes.
will never be 70. This will be 60
sir.
ka 10%, which will always be 66%.
6,000.
And this
Yes.
will always be 66%. Innocently, some child will do 70% and write 77 here and lose the marks. Don't be that innocent child. Gross profit. कितना बचा रे इसमें? 44. What is going out? Salaries. 5% increase. 15,000 plus 5%. 15,750. Other expenses. 5,000 plus 20% increase.
6,000.
Sabas. Income tax is 30%.
6,675.
Profit before tax. What am I left with? 22,250
250.
less tax at the rate of
30%.
30%.
6,675.
75. Profit after tax. How much?
7.
15,575. 15,575. 1,200. All numericals are over. Enjoy. Enjoy. Screenshot with my autograph. Screenshot with my autograph. Wait, I'm joking.
Done.
That's a sign of don't do that. That's a sign of being an egoistic person. Never. Write the name of God there. That's okay, but not your name. That's fine. This is over. So question number 99 is over. Do you have confidence now for solving questions, numerical questions for this chapter? Tell me that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm stopping the recording because we are discussing plans.